superstars or humans that we know that have it, it's like, I'm happy we got a photo of them rocking that. Just a nice little reminder. Just a nice little reminder. They picked 100 players, 8 coaches, 108 people in the history of the entire league. Yeah, and I was also one of the ones that was deciding who was in that. I didn't want to vote me in, but everybody else needed me because, or wanted me to, because greatest coach, greatest GM of all time. We joined us from 7:30 until what, 4 a.m.
Yeah, that's correct.
As that first round wraps up. And Ty Schmidt, you know, the Green Bay Packers, obviously a little later in the draft than I think any of us could have expected going into last year. Jordan Love is the dude. But in the NFC North, it feels like the Minnesota Vikings are going to be the most active on Thursday night if you listen to any of the insiders. Now, we'll be talking to Peter Schrager here in a matter of moments. Does it worry you that everybody around the NFC North is seemingly getting better and active and hunting? I mean, the Lions just released new.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. The Chicago Bears, they got the #1 overall pick. Caleb Williams. Yeah. And the Minnesota Vikings, they're making a move to move up. Does that worry you as the Packers just kind of the only team not really being chatted around the draft season?
Not really. A couple years ago, I would have maybe said that. As Rodgers, we kind of knew that he was going to be on his way out eventually. But the Packers found their quarterback. Like the Bears are hoping that Caleb Williams is going to be the guy, and the Vikings, whoever they end up getting, whether it's J.J. McCarthy or Drake May or whoever they might get, they're hoping he's like Packers found their guy, and they also have one of the youngest teams in the NFL. Like those guys are just going to continue to play together, get better, and hopefully, you know, yeah, they're picking a little bit later in the draft, like you mentioned, than anyone really expected. But there's still a couple holes that I think they can find guys who could have an immediate impact next year. Again, I'm obviously holding out for Cooper and G, but there's also some other guy, you know, Bakhtiari's not there anymore. So, like, there are a couple things they can do, but no, I wouldn't say I'm worried. I think the Packers are in an excellent spot.
Okay, and as we pivot away from the draft just 2 days from now, to talk about the NBA and the NHL playoffs, let's look at a stat that one half of the hammer, Cowboys comes in. Might be intrigued by NBA home teams in the playoffs, not playing, but the actual playoffs, 11-0. Straight up 8-3 against the spread. And I forget who we had on, maybe Steve Levy talked about how basketball there seems to be a home court advantage because they're on top of you and maybe the sidelines are a little bit different than being home. He didn't expect it for the NHL, even though home teams have been winning in the NHL as well in the playoffs. But it's like this NBA trend machine. I mean, we're hammered, right? I mean, this is going to continue. That's what we're expecting here, Tony?
Yeah, 100%. And like,
whoa, okay, 100%.
Yeah, no.
Jeez, Tony. Yeah, definitely thinking about it.
Well, if anybody takes me seriously, that's on them. If they want to bet their own money on something I say, that's on them. That's gambling.
Agreed. I'm very kidding with the sentiment.
You know how I feel about gamblers and then blaming other people for then placing their bets.
Oh, you're saying when you do this one here?
Yeah.
When you put a finger out, you beat the point of somebody, you force me to bet this and lose my money. But actually, there's 3 going back at you. Right here. You know? But also, there is still this one. Yeah. So you did affect it. And you giving out picks was the worst thing we've done. Okay? Me, personally. The worst I've ever felt in my life is when we had to, you know, I agreed to do it, so it's on me. But like to give out picks publicly, how many was at the Super Bowl? 200 what?
Like over 250,000? Yeah.
275 or something? We don't remember the 200 something.
I think it was 230,000, if I remember.
I think what we did there.
Yeah.
700,000?
I think so.
700,000? So 230,000 was a lot. Once we saw it get to 150,000, it's like, oh no. Right? Because we're talking maybe the biggest win of all time. But that thing doesn't. Look, you got a lot of people telling you how bad of a human you are. Yeah. So we would like it to be on the record stage that whenever we say we like something, and mostly when Karen and Gumpy say, that's wrong. Just a nice little piece of information to do what you gotta do. With that being said, it would be nice to get this publicly and check the stats every once in a while. Last year, we won 1 in 16 like that. One time we got to celebrate with people.
Yeah, it was a good time. Good time.
Wait, time. 2 years ago, I'm sorry. That happened. And it was a rough notice. My shins just lost these. That's why I had Biden.
Yep, yeah. And faster.
Biden. Exactly. My shins that healed up there. You never say 100%.
No, you don't, but in the NBA, like Levy said, as far as the NHL kind of finds its balance level last night as far as home and away teams, I believe they split. But in the first round of the NBA, notoriously, it's just all about the favorites because of how top heavy the NBA has been in the last decade or so. So like the home teams, I'm not super surprised, but this year it was supposed to be the year where there was more parity in the NBA than ever. So this year it is a little more surprising. It's going to be going to be interesting to see when these lower seeded teams get their home games, these next 2 games, to see if it stays the same. But no, the NBA crowd's been awesome.
Yeah, like the Pacers when they come back home.
Right, exactly.
Game time.
Spark up, get this money.
How about DiVincenzo last night? And then what's his name?
What they got? They ain't got nothing good though. Get this money.
Hovers over people again. I mean, obviously, Brunson is having his best thing, but gets a Kawhi Leonard bounce in to knock down a 3 to make it a 2-point game, and then his pressure leads to a turnover on the inbound. He had time up, and he called one, and he saved it. I thought he pump faked it out there, and then he saved it, and DiVincenzo break, but look at.
There he is.